What up, New York Giant Nation? It is your boy, MacDaGiantsFan, and this is the Week 14 edition of the True Blue Preview. The Green Bay Packers visiting the New York Football Giants on Monday Night Football. Let's get to it, man. New York Giants coming off their bye week. A little bit tumultuous. Some things still. It's crazy how the New York Giants can create storylines even while they're off, but yet this team finds a way to even do that. I mean, Tyrod Taylor's been cleared for action. However, the New York Giants are going to stick with the young gun Tommy DeVito, man. I kind of tend to agree with that decision. I think we know what Tyrod Taylor is. Unfortunately, we know he is not in the future plans of this organization in any way, shape, or form. Not that Tommy DeVito necessarily has strong footing for the future either, but at the same time, it's a potential that we could maybe keep this kid around as the backup quarterback for the next couple of years or so, maybe, because I think that's pretty much where he's going to, find his sea legs as a quarterback in the NFL. I don't think this kid's necessarily going to be a starter, any kind of a long-term starter for anyone throughout his career. He's the type of guy that may have a chance of being a career backup, and some guys make a good career out of that. There's plenty of guys that's made good careers out of being career backups, and I think Tommy DeVito has shown that at least that potential thus far. And the New York Giants want to continue evaluating this kid. So to me, it makes sense. Tyrod Taylor did not handle that news very well, but he's a pro, and he'll still be out there, I'm sure, supporting this team. And he'll be there ready if his number gets called again. But at the end of the day, that's just the way it goes. And at this point, Tyrod Taylor, who's been a bit snake-bitten, man, throughout his career when it comes to these injuries and kind of losing his footing in positions with various teams around this league. I mean, we saw what happened to him with the Chargers a few years ago. I mean, a doctor gives him a needle, whatever happened, and screwed something up, and then there he is, the birth of Justin Herbert, and away we went. Away we went out there. So Tyrod, unfortunately, has dealt with some bad luck when it comes to these kind of things. But look, Tommy DeVito, whether you like it or don't like it, he's been kind of the hot hand. I mean, look, you want to know a real fact is that the New York Giants have started 3 different quarterbacks this year. Obviously, Daniel Jones, the true starter, Tyrod Taylor, and now Tommy DeVito. And let's face it, this team has seemed to just play better football all across the board. Offensively, defense has been a little more consistent while Tommy DeVito's out there. So something about the energy Tommy DeVito brings to that huddle is a little bit infectious, apparently, and this team is buying in on it. So, look, Tommy DeVito, it looks like he's going to be the guy for the remainder of the season as long as he stays healthy or as long as things don't just get out of control bad. And I mean, I don't necessarily see that happening. I don't think anything can get much worse than what the New York Giants did throughout pretty much the better majority of this season. But they are coming off of a 2-game win streak. And people question the competition and things of that sort, but you play the teams that are in front of you, and at the end of the day, it is what it is. I mean, the New York Giants have come out. I mean, the Patriots game wasn't anything special, but the defense looked pretty damn special in that game. And the offense, looked pretty much like the New York Giants offense looked most of the season. It looked pretty anemic. And then the win in Washington was also a pretty big win. And I mean, yes, a better, more capable offense probably would have blew the doors completely off of Washington that week, especially with the way the defense played in that game. But look, 2 wins is 2 wins, and personally, like I said about this tanking thing, I'm not down with that tanking thing. I want to win. We play for the now. We living in the present. In the present, you want to win football games, and there's still a couple more winnable games, and this one is a potential one. I know the Green Bay Packers are coming off of 2 very big wins against 2 very impressive opponents. I mean, they've played their best football the last couple of weeks by far. And this team is coming in with very hot. We're maybe catching them at the wrong time. Jordan Love has really elevated his level of play the last couple of weeks. Like I said, against stiff competition in Detroit and the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, 2 very impressive victories for this Green Bay Packers team. Also a very young football team. And maybe these are and let's face it, they're a better football team than the New York Giants are right now, by far. That's why they're a touchdown favorite to win this football game on the road. But like I said, they're a young football team, and there's potential that they come in and maybe feeling themselves a little too much, thinking, "Oh, we just beat the Lions, we just beat the Chiefs, man. We went toe to toe with Pittsburgh a few weeks ago." But look, we ain't worried about the New York Giants, and maybe if they slip up and have that type of mentality, it opens a little bit of a door for the New York Giants. I mean, if the New York Giants defense can come out and give that same level of play they've given the last couple of weeks, the last couple of games, who knows, man? All bets are off. Jordan Love is still a young quarterback. You got to remember that. You can probably trick him into making some mistakes, especially with Wink Martindale's tricky defense, man. Those exotic blitz packages that he'll send, man. Maybe that can fool Jordan Love a little bit. He hadn't seen anything quite like that. So it's something. It's going to be something new for him. Obviously, he's been looking at film, breaking film down for sure, but he hasn't seen it in up personal and up close and personal. So we'll see what happens, man. Look, the way this New York Giants team has played, this Green Bay Packer game to me is a winnable football game. Green Bay has not been the most consistent of football teams. They've gotten hot the last few weeks, but they have not been the most consistent football team all season. They literally only have one more victory than the New York Giants, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not like they're coming in like a ball of fire. You know what I mean? This team is one. This team is has been inconsistent throughout most of the season. And sure, they've caught the hot hand the last couple of weeks, but things can cool back off quickly in the NFL. On the injury front, man, Dexter Lawrence has been limited for the last few days in practice. His status is still up in the air with the hamstring. Evan Neal still is not practicing, so I definitely think you can rule Evan Neal out once again for Monday night. You know, Daniel Bellinger is apparently dealing with an illness or some kind of a sickness, so we don't know. He'll probably be okay for Monday night. He didn't practice. He didn't practice on Friday, but maybe he'll be okay for Monday night, and we hope he is because Darren Waller is still not going to be available for Monday night. Although Darren Waller should be back at practice next week, hopefully, and getting him ready, and we'll be able to start getting him ready for the I believe New Orleans game. Maybe is the game that follows this one. I can't remember right now offhand, but so we'll see, man. The New York Giants, man, got is look. I'm liking what I've been seeing from this football team. Just the fact that they've at least raised the energy up, raised the effort up, and it makes me more proud to once again be a fan. I understand the struggles with this football team. I understand we still got so many things to address, but at the end of the day, at least they're going out there. They're playing like a prideful football team once again, and they've been doing some pretty decent things. Not offensively so much. Offense is still pretty anemic, but look, Jalen Hyatt is coming alive a little bit, and just seeing things open up a little bit offensively, even though the points still aren't necessarily getting on the scoreboard like you would like them. But things have opened up offensively, whether you want to admit it or not. And Tommy DeVito has been a big part of that. There's something with this energy. This kid's, I mean, been the talk of the town, man. He's doing autograph signings. He's got his T-shirts, Tommy Cutlet T-shirts, man. Everything's popping, man. And it's good to have that good buzz going around the building again, the facilities, man. It's been a tough year for this organization. It's been a lot of expectations coming into this year that did not live up to. We got to get this thing turned around, man. I know people want the high draft pick and want to get the quarterbacks, but look, whatever happens, happens, man. We'll take care of that when we get there, man. Like I can't keep saying this enough. These guys are top prospects. We don't know what they're going to actually be as pros, man. There's so many guys that were once top prospects that have not panned out as good pros. It just happens that way. None of this is guaranteed. So the fact of wanting to lose football games so we can get a higher draft pick for that doesn't guarantee you anything. It just guarantees you got a chance to get one of the top prospects who may turn out to not be a good pro. It just works out that way. Baker Mayfield once was a top prospect. Mitchell Trubisky once was a top prospect. Ryan Leaf, Jamarcus Russell, Tim Couch, Achilles Smith. The list can go on and on and on and on. These guys were top prospects because they were great college football quarterbacks. How did that work out for them in the pros? People, you got to remember that. It's not just slam dunks here. None of these guys are going to give you guaranteed success. You hope you get the guy that can get that success, be successful. But you ain't none of it guaranteed. So the fact of losing football games to get a higher draft pick to ensure getting one of them, that's ridiculous to me. You deal with it and take care of it when you get to that point. When the season ends, you see where you're at in the draft, and you look at your possibilities of who may be and should be available to you, and you figure it out. And you figure out who your guys are, and you figure out who you want to go after. But for right now, we living in the moment. And in the present, as a New York Giants fan, I want to see this team win football games. I would like if they could. I mean, it would be awesome if they could win out. I don't see it being likely, but it would be dope. And as a fan, I would love to see that. Draft pick be damned. So, I mean, I just don't know what we're doing here anymore. Like as fans, this fan base has been split for the last 5 years over Daniel Jones. Now this fan base is actually being split over whether they want the team to win or lose. How ridiculous is that? The fan base is literally split over whether you want to see the team win or lose. It's nuts. I mean, Green Bay, they'll be coming in. Looks like Aaron Jones has been limited in practice. I don't know. His status is a little bit up in the air. A.J. Dillon's been dealing with a little something, and he's been a little bit limited in practice. So there are two running backs right there. Christian Watson, not sure about his status for Monday night. I mean, like I said, a young football team, but this Green Bay Packer defense has also elevated their level of play, and they've been playing like a top defense the last few games as well. So that's going to be a tall order for this offense, Tommy DeVito and his offense. They're going to get after it. They're going to be harassing Tommy DeVito because the O-line ain't going to be all of a sudden be any better against this Green Bay Packer defense. I mean, I wouldn't expect that, so I expect to see Tommy DeVito running for his life. And I expect to see pretty much no holds for Saquon Barkley and just be the same old thing we've been seeing offensively from this football team. Hopefully the defense can create the turnovers and trip up Jordan Love and confuse this Packer offense and make some plays and get his offense a chance because the offense clearly does not have the real ability to make long, sustained drives down the field. However, the defense has been really just playing out of its mind, led by number 58, Bobby Okereke, man, in the middle of that defense, that middle linebacker playing as absolute all-pro level, man. So, and then Kayvon Thibodeau once also just really been elevating his game as this season is going on. So hopefully they get Dexter Lawrence back out there if he can get back out there, and that'll just really help shore things up defensively. So we'll see how things go. With that being said, let's get to the score, man. I think, honestly, if I had to be real about it, just based off of what I've seen from the Green Bay Packers the last couple of weeks, it's hard for me to pick them to lose against the New York Giants, unfortunately. I think that, unfortunately, the Giants do take an L here to a red-hot Green Bay Packer team in the prime time. I think the New York Giants' prime time woes continue. And I'm just going. I don't think they blow the doors off of us though. I think the defense will keep this team in the game, keep the Giants in the game. But I just think it's just still once again not quite enough offense. And I think I'll say 24-21. 24-21 Green Bay Packers win this game, man. Heartbreaking loss at home by a field goal, man. Just don't think we have quite enough offense, and that's going to end up being the Achilles heel in this game. So 24-21 Green Bay Packers, man. And then make sure immediately following the game Monday night, late night, another late night one, immediately following the game, tune in for the True Blue Aftermath live right here on my channel, MacDaGiantsFan. And definitely tune in next Wednesday for another edition of the Real Deal NFC East Roundup with my guy, the super dope co-host, Adam Costas. It's your boy, MacDaGiantsFan, man. Rest in peace, NYG, Jeffy T, man. Love you, bro. No doubt indeed, man. Pags! I'd like to thank you all for listening. If you was feeling this, please take time to subscribe and smack them likes. Feel free to drop a comment and let me know what you think. Don't forget to ring that bell so you know when I'm dropping new content. It's your boy, MacDaGiantsFan. You can find me on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook at MacDaGiantsFan. That's MacDa Giants Fan.